group. We have this every Monday so far. So if you're interested in joining on many different topics, feel free to join us. Today, we're going to be talking about celebrate Christmas or not. I'm your host. I'm facilitating tonight. My name's Libby Pease, and I'm with Listening Tree Studio and Coaching. I'm also one of the admins in the Empowered Minds group. So there's always lots of subjects with lots of different supports in the area. So if you would like to get some support in order to do that, please feel free to connect with any of us. Okay, so let's dive in. To celebrate Christmas or not? That is the question. All right, so we had one or two different questions that came up when I posted this late last week. I made it open to find out what it is people wanted to know about Christmas and be able to make an informed decision on whether to do Christmas or not. So what I decided to do here was to formulate a few questions. So important questions when you are looking to shift into doing something new in your life. And it could be Christmas, it could be any of the other holidays, it could be a new job, it could be any of those things. And one of the pieces that really helps to formulate a decision on that is to ask some basic questions. So what is it that I want or don't want from celebrating Christmas, since Christmas is the subject today? And why is that important? And not just important to the world or to, different knowledge bases on whether this is right or correct or accurate or historical or whatever, but why is it important to me? Why is it important to those that I have around me? Why is this important?
Are you putting it out there?
What's that?
Sorry. I thought you were asking. No.
Yeah. Well, you could be on the recording and ask that question. So if you have an answer and you want to be on the recording, please feel free to pipe up. I actually really enjoy the interaction. Not everyone wants to be on the recording that would be accessible to everyone in the Empowered Minds group. So that's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if you were throwing it out there or not, and you paused, so I thought, I don't know if we're.
I'm a coach. I always pause.
Well, that's true. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to listen. Yeah, you're doing really good at that. No, I mean, for me personally, it's, I've never celebrated Christmas, and I'm 57. So this year, the only reason I don't have a tree is because of my son still living here locally, and I'm still trying not to hurt him too much. Otherwise, the reason that I would even want to is because I've loved it since I was a little girl. It's just been something inside of me that I wanted to do that I wasn't allowed to do. And it's the magic of it for me. It doesn't have anything to do with religion for me at all. So I've kind of learned after leaving the organization to go with why, how does it make me feel? Am I doing it because everybody else does it? Because if that's why I'm doing it, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's just why I would.
So for you, it's the magic of it.
It totally is. I'm going to Disney in a couple of days. So my husband and I can see all the magic in the trees and all that. So that just tells you I'm like 57 going on 12. That's okay. Maybe not even 12.
But that's an interesting piece right there, is having that childlike wonder and creating something that is magical. So the last question I have down here is, how will I know that I've created that? So once I've asked the question of what I want or not want, and why is it important, then how will I know that I've created what it is that I desire as I move forward? Now, that part of it is really difficult for many former Jehovah's Witnesses, because it was never about what we thought or what we wanted or any of that. So this is a huge This is a huge shift. So basically, this is a paradigm shift, a shift of focus. And some individuals want to gather all the knowledge. But it's no longer about getting proofs of whether it's right or wrong, whether it's historical or not, whether it's pagan or not. It's about what is it that's important to us. What do we want it to look like? What do I want to feel like when I'm doing these things, right? So knowledge can be incredibly important for many of us so that we're getting it right. But these holidays are about creating something new and magical, as Lori had said. It can be something new that is joyful. So we only want to bring in those things that are joyful for us. And also, one of the points that Lori made as well is, if I'm doing it for other people, then why am I doing it at all? Right? So it doesn't have to look like everybody else's. We can have it look like what we want it to. It's just something that is meaningful for us. And it's not an all or nothing. It's a pick the pieces that I want. Pick the pieces that are right for me now. Okay. So I made a bit of a collage of pictures here, just to give some examples. It could be as simple as, a gathering of people, whether they are physical family, their chosen family, just people that we want to be able to spend time with, people that we want to be able to share this meaningful time with. And whether you're celebrating Christmas or not, just having that time that is meaningful for us. It could be about buying a whole bunch of presents, but it's only what really draws us and keeps us sane afterwards as well, because there have been times where people have gone into so much debt around Christmas and spent the rest of the year, the next year, paying for it, and then going into debt at Christmas again, and sometimes continuing that debt and getting deeper and deeper and deeper each year. That's not fun. That's not meaningful. So being able to find ways that align with your life, align with what you want, align with your values, and align with your means. Because it doesn't always have to be the big shiny gifts. Sometimes it's that time. Sometimes it's something that you've made on your own. Sometimes it's just your presence that can be the present. Okay. And it doesn't have to involve the tree. It can just be enjoying nature out during this time, enjoying the snow if you have snow, enjoying the lights that other people put up. And it could be on, who knows, a palm tree. Still find that very strange. I've got a sister-in-law down in Mexico right now sending pictures of palm trees with Christmas lights all over them. It's a different shift, right? But that sense of wonder, that sense of curiosity is the key piece here. And as I said before, you don't have to take it all, right? You can have the tree or not have the tree. You can have lights or not have lights. You can have stockings and not have stockings. You can have a tree with a theme. I know of an individual who loves the ocean, loves mermaids, and created mermaid tail stockings for Christmas. Christmas tree was covered, just like the tree right here, covered with at the bottom corner here with shells and little stars like starfish and those weight balls that come off boats. It can be anything you want. Really, Many people who grew up with Christmas, I did originally. My family of origin is not Jehovah's Witnesses. You get stuck into this, it must look like this because it was always like this. If you've never done Christmas before and you want to, and you're curious, make it anything that you want. Be creative. Pull in all those things that are meaningful to you. Or just spend time doing the things that you love and not do any of the trimmings. The key piece here is what is meaningful to you. And that can be a challenge of really sort of gleaning out, teasing out, what is it that I want? What is it that's important to me? And how will I know that I created something that is meaningful for me and not get tied in or pulled in to the expectations of others anymore? Because this is a time where you get to free yourself, not get yourself braced into another, locked into another way of thinking that is not yours. Okay. And one last slide before we go into a discussion here, which I will turn off the recording for, is, there's support there for you. So you can uncover what is meaningful for you. There's lots of ways to be able to do that. There's many coaches in the Empowered Minds group, including myself, that can support you to figure out what is meaningful for you. And I will put a link in underneath this during the recording and the replay, and anyone who's here participating will get the link as soon as we're completed this. So thank you so much for taking a look at the presentation of Christmas or Not. And